Today we're talking about a very serious topic. So today we're talking about the Dandy's World situation. And I don't usually do this kind of stuff, but I'm just talking about this because guys, this situation is quite strange. There's loads of videos talking about it from different YouTubers like QT8, Kamari, Snap, Lummy, and other YouTubers. There's also CBEV, Emo, I don't know, and Bruno Rampazzo. Yeah. So today we're talking about that. So basically, I'm gonna explain it if you don't know why. So, okay. This is a very serious topic. I'm just saying. I'm just searching up. I'm just showing you. I'm just showing. There's like loads of videos on, and also there's also posts on Reddit. Okay, so what happened? So first, let's get on to the first thing. Okay, I'm gonna be doing something while I explain this for people who don't know, and I'm absolutely disgusted by it. It's disgusting. I don't know if I should still play it or not. Oh Jesus, why is it in light mode? I thought I turned it on dark mode. Oh my god, I can't do that now, can I? Okay, so we're gonna be. Why is everyone on it? Oh my god. I am disgusted by it, but I still play it because it's fun, kinda, actually. I'm gonna be doing an obby while I talk about it. Sorry, I'm taking so long. I'm sorry I'm taking so long. I'm just okay, so basically let's get into her first thing that happened. So apparently in the community of Dandy's World, one of the creators, and I mean creators, maybe one of the developers, called Rox, who created animations for the game. Him was a child predator, and then Quell found out. So Quell did the right thing and fired him, which is a good thing. I don't know how long later, but they found messages of Quell messaging Rox and comforting him. And many people got disgusted by it. Many people quit, and most of them people joined Animal Hospital instead. Animal Hospital is genuinely a good game, but many people were disgusted, okay? And then they stopped playing. The controversy is weird. I mean, this is just strange to happen. This is just the strangest thing I've ever experienced. Like, I'm just confused. Many other people were just as confused as I was, and then I found out. So we're also going to watch a few videos, but I'm just going to say something. I am absolutely disgusted by it. Some people still support Quell, saying that she's done nothing wrong, some of them, and that they're not ever quitting, but I feel like it's all coming to an end, and it's just, wow, this is really happening. Oh my god. Like, it became such a good game, honestly. And then it comes to this. Wow. I'm just gonna so we're gonna check out a few videos in a minute after I found out how to leave this game, because yeah, I can't exactly leave that well. So let's get back on the videos, and let's let Guam Hamagu, Guamgo explain this.
Now, as many of you may know, the popular Roblox horror game called Dandy's World recently found itself at the center of a major drama after its creator, Quell, was exposed for covering up the actions of her friend and former co-creator Rox. According to the allegations, Quell was made aware back in 2021 that Rox had been creating artwork, and she failed to take any action for years. As more evidence surfaced, including screenshots that appeared to show Quell helping Rox prepare his defense video, many people began questioning what her involvement was. Former members of the Blush Crunch Discord server also came forward with statements against her, only to later receive cease and desist letters, which we'll cover shortly. Quell, after almost a month, has also finally responded to the situation. However, unfortunately, Quell's document response, where of course she's completely disingenuous, she lies in certain aspects and most importantly omits key details. As a result of all this too, the game has quickly started losing thousands of players and the ratings have constantly plunged. However, people have unfortunately started to accept this horrible response. So please make sure to leave a like and subscribe and help share this video to more people, as more attention needs to be brought onto the fact that Quell is a manipulative liar and has openly and intentionally omitted crucial and key information. And for quick context to get you all caught up, Rox was the disgraced co-creator of Dandy's World and close friends with Quell. Throughout their time online, Rox has engaged in extremely degenerate actions of communicating to minors significantly younger than themselves, such as a 13-year-old child in 2020. In 2021, Rox was seen creating artwork depicting fictional characters in the Tower Heroes community who were, and even art based on real minors, such as a 16-year-old named Emma's twin sister, and he even created disgusting content of a 15-year-old named Gary, as well as their 14-year-old friend, just to try to spite them. Quell's response to why she was still willing to associate with Rox until his removal in October of 2024 was because she was manipulated and didn't know the full extent of Rox's actions. This was believed by the community until proof was provided by a Discord user named Spookiner, showing that he was in a call with Quell, messaging her and informing her that Rox was creating artwork depicting minors. Quell would also feature in Rox's response video, stating that she was made well aware of the disgusting art in this call from Spookiner, telling her,
"There have been some accusations made towards me by both Gary and a person who goes by Tom. Gary made a series of tweets about his experience with Rox in 2021. I want to address some of the things he said about me. Gary claims in his Twitter thread, that I was aware of the art that Rox was creating in April of 2021. I had no idea where this is coming from, and this just isn't true. As we were reviewing the document on Rox, we came across a series of screenshots that are meant to prove I knew about this for months and didn't act. Not only do these screenshots not prove it, but those screenshots aren't even me. The first screenshot is of me contacting a Pixabay contributor, but these two smaller screenshots.
Let me clear something up about AI
Oh,
agents after using
advert.
Monday.com for a week.
Sorry guys, ad. Oh, stupid ads. God.
Are not. Notice how they don't show my username or profile picture? That's because those messages are not me. They are a reaction of the Pixabay contributor I was speaking to, named Spookener. In fact, when I became aware of the art, I went out of my way to have a voice call with Spookener, to vent about the art that was getting leaked and explain to him what was going on. I was not hiding this art, and when I became aware of what was going on, I contacted somebody on the Pixabay staff team.
In 2021, Quell was also seen being warned by Gary, the 15-year-old who Rox drew disgusting violatory content of, with him stating that he was a creep and urging her to simply unfriend him and cut him off, as he will only go on to harm more people in the process if he's kept around communities containing children. Quell was even seen asking Gary if he could call, to which they did to discuss the matter in more depth. Obviously, however, as we know, Quell decided to disregard the victim's warning and continue to befriend this obvious who she knew was creating art. People seem to think that she only started to know about all this in the leaked call Doug Adams showed from August 2024, where Quell, in a call with Rox and Shinzu, saw the art, think it was disgusting, which happened 2 months before she officially took action against Rox to remove.
Thank God they're censoring this. Thank God this person censoring this. Thank God. Has a lot of swearing in. Sorry about that.
Which, again, is not true, and it's important to keep in mind moving forward. An ex-team manager for the Blush Crunch Studios Discord server even came out corroborating the fact that Quell openly kept up in her community, putting countless minors in potential danger, and that Quell didn't inform staff members of the deplorable actions committed by Rox in the first place, essentially concealing the actions of her friends. Screenshots too were shown back from 2023, proving that Quell helped Rox formulate his awful response video to the allegations, with them infamously urging Rox not to respond if the claims get relitigated again, and that they are the big fish now. So after Quell's silence for numerous weeks, it seemed as if she was going to keep her advice she stated to her friend. However, as Dandy's World's analytics were continuing to nosedive, with ratings falling and daily active concurrent users continuing to hit new lows, it was obvious that Quell was going to respond as a form of damage control. And on the 16th of July, she did just that. Now, her response is 3 pages long, and we are going to both summarize it and take it apart because it truly is a horrible response. First, they start off by awkwardly stating, "Hey, it's me, Quell, ... which is a completely unnecessary way to start off a serious professional response to serious allegations levied against you. They then continue by trying to fish for sympathy by thanking everyone for the support during the past few weeks, which we know is untrue because absolutely no one was on her side, nor were they excusing her actions, and well, it's simply fabricating the illusion that they had any support just so they could seem somewhat respectable in this response and appreciate it. They then attempt in the following paragraphs to victimize themselves, stating that as what has been said about them recently has been so painful to process, and that people have attacked her for her silence, believing that she was purposely avoiding the situation, to which she affirms that she was not. She continues by stating that she did not want to make a statement until she processed her own trauma, once again making the whole situation about her rather than focusing on the victims of her friend who she allowed in her community, with her disregarding victims' warnings in the process. Quell then is seen establishing the fact that she discussed this entire situation with her team, a professional, and even authorities to handle this to the best of her ability. And if this awful statement is handling things to the best of your ability, then that's embarrassing. Quell continues her document by stating that people deserve the truth, so therefore she will give it to them. The next paragraph is her attempting to infantilize her actions. He claims that since she knew Rox from when they were both, that somehow must have relevance to why she continued to foster this on her community filled with children, numerous years after they had become legal adults culpable for their own actions. Quell doesn't even name Rox. They avoid mentioning them by name every single time, which is extremely unusual. What's also bitterly ironic is that despite literally having just stated 2 paragraphs above that they would be sharing the truth, they have now stated that August 2024 was the first time they were shown or were aware of the artwork that her friend had created. This is a complete lie and not even remotely true. And even more insane was the fact that she references the illicit material as just fictional characters, not what they actually were. depictions of minors. The art she was shown on call with Duck, Adam, and Shinzu were literally anatomically correct depictions of children. The fact that Quell can't even muster up the courage to state this in a response is pathetic and shows her inability to be transparent with the public. Now back to Quell's law. She stated that in August 2024 that was the first time she was notified about this problematic artwork. However, as discussed before, Gary, himself the 15-year-old minor who Rox made the artwork of, had warned her both in messages and on call about her disgusting friend's behavior in 2021, 3 years prior, advising her to simply cut him off. Well, not only disregarded what Gary had to say, and keep in mind he was a victim of her friend, but even as of now, she completely omits these conversations from her horrible response. Well, doesn't even give any attention to the spook in her DMs, to which she literally has gone on record before and admitted that she was notified of Rox's disgusting actions from this call. Gary had even come out again to point out this very obvious discrepancy, establishing the fact that her statement does not track with reality, while also giving more context into how apparently everyone in Quell's close friend circle in 2021 knew that Rox was creating artwork of him when he was 15. Gary also states that she ended up disregarding the discomfort he felt during the disgusting images created and ultimately neglected his attempts at begging her to cut the freak off. He claims that Quell attempted to defend Rox too by stating that he had a change in character despite continuing to have more victims in the future, showing this to obviously be not true. Quell is also currently restructuring the timeline and lying by omission in her response to make it look like she was lied to and manipulated about the context of his artwork, even though that wouldn't be a valid excuse regardless, because she claims she believed Rox was peer pressured into creating the content, which is astronomically stupid to even process, because how the someone be peer pressured into creating drawn child, and how the can anyone even side with the person that utilizes that defense?
Yeah, how?
A, incredibly stupid to somehow believe this, or in actuality B, it's just completely lying and blaming.
Or C, she's just lying to the fandom so they can stay in her game, and then hence she can get her more money and Robux, etc. Just for them to stay in her community, play their games, which is not happening. I'm just saying.
The innocent victim part when she knew damn well the entire time that her friend is a
Love Roblox?
No.
Roblox digital gift cards with
No.
Microsoft Rewards.
No.
Sign up for Microsoft Rewards and
No.
earn points for your everyday activity.
No.
Well, in the next paragraph was then seen overplaying their hand and repeating themselves on how they took initiative against Rox, banning them from the community after quote-unquote irrefutable evidence came out against them in October of 2024, which mind you was most likely the same evidence she already knew prior, because she'd literally aided Rox's response video in 2023 to the same allegations that were now being relitigated. But yes, of course she magically didn't know. She probably only actually got rid of Rox because it was getting far too large to ignore, with videos in the situation getting hundreds of thousands of views and the situation becoming near impossible to just ignore. Quell then continues by leveraging excuses for why the cutting off process between her and Rox was slower than expected, and affirms that any claims that she knew and that she remained silent are untrue. She instead claims that when she had the full picture of what Rox did, she acted and did not wait. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Quell might have some sort of amnesia, because anyone with a brain who has watched this video knows that that is complete horseshit. What's also funny to see is that Quell states that anyone who goes against her own recounting the narrative of events are irresponsible, hurtful, and not stating the truth, which is always a statement a grown adult should be making, instead of taking any actual accountability for mistreating your staff team by concealing information to do with your friend and disregarding victims, which you have done for years to let your friend Rox get away with it. Quell even offers an apology to the members of the community rather than her staff team or her victims, once again showing that she could not be more disingenuous if she tried. Then she drones on with a very obvious fluffed up PR statement pretending that they empathize and care so much about the well-being of their community, while narcissistically interjecting themselves into the apology by making it all about them and stating that they too have struggled from the situation and the manipulation they faced at the time, attempting to once again falsely victimize themselves. Additionally too, Quell is not actually sorry to the community and is certainly not sorry to any of the individuals involved. She is sorry that she got caught and was forced to address her own insidious action. A narcissist does not ever want to take personal accountability for their actions. Notice how as well, throughout this entire response, there is no apology to the minor she recorded without consent and then mocked in private to numerous others by sending the recording around. The same minor that, mind you, who was being taken of by pro shippers, and instead of helping them, Quell ostracized them and interrogated them, pretending as if they were any better, when in fact she was worse, because she literally aided a... Now, the next two paragraphs, in my opinion, are completely redundant, and yet are more examples of their self-serving narcissism, with Quell attempting to hype up her stating that their work has continued, and everyone will be hearing more from the studio again soon. Quell is also seen bragging about all the hard work their developers have done in the process, which might be a hot take. It's very ill-fitting of a serious response statement addressing your complicity in covering up information you do with your friends. Really weird thing to do. Now, this next paragraph is something rather concerning because it's basically in regards to Quell openly stating that she'll legally silence anyone who attempts to tell the truth. Anyways, Quell establishes how many posts on social media in regards to the drama are not always reliable and may even be outright false, using this as a pretense to then state that they'll be working through proper legal channels and law enforcement channels to ensure that the actual truth can come out, with Quell also stating that they are fighting for the true versions of the event to be shared with the help of proper professionals. Keep in mind, this falls just a few days after the ex-manager for the Blush Crunch Discord server, the same person who, mind you, made a document whistleblowing against Quell, was dished out with an alleged cease and desist to silence. What crime did they commit, you might ask? Well, apparently they violated an NDA. Nothing they apparently stated was false or defamatory, of course, but Quell, being as petty and vindictive as they are, leveraged their influence and money to legally silence someone who's whistleblowing against their actions, which ended up, of course, making more people aware of how malicious she really is. This is why it then came to no surprise that people continued to boycott the game, as Quell was very obviously using the revenue she garnered from the game to legally silence individuals they did not like. If the game slowly started to die out due to player inactivity, it would give her less of an avenue to threaten people with litigation. To end off this show of a document, Quell then states that she is sorry for if they have disappointed anyone, and they admit their shortcomings without actually admitting what they are. She then affirms that she will be continuing to keep building the game and community, stating that she loves her community and she won't let people down, and that she's not perfect, but she tries her best to learn. And this is the end of one of the most pathetic, self-indulgent, narcissistic, and context-omitting responses that I've seen in a very long time. Quell fails to address many of the actual main claims against her, dances around the Rock situation without even mentioning him by name, and has shown an utter lack of respect for any of the victims in the process. People, of course, sadly congratulate Quell for doing the bare minimum of apologizing, but again, the words are empty and worthless. She's not apologizing to the victims or those her inaction hurt. She's apologizing to the people because she was caught, and now her game, the thing that generates her money, is now quickly dying because of her own actions. Don't let manipulators like Quell sway your opinion. Please look at the actual facts and evidence which have been presented, and please come to your own conclusion, and don't fall for Quell's bull. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and comment your opinions down below. Please also make sure to share this video to as many people as possible, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.
Okay, so I think that's all we have time for today. Sorry this video is so long. I thought that felt like an hour. God, this is just getting absolutely absurd. God, this is weird. Anyways, I think yeah, I'm like go now, I guess. I think I'm gonna go now. Anyways, time for the outro. congrats, you have reached the end of this video. This is a little message from me. If you need advice, keep on going. Keep on going, keep on doing what you're doing. No matter what, you know you can do this. If you're ever I'm sorry, I can't talk. Here is a special message from me. Thank you for watching this video. If you need advice, please just know you can do this. Know you can keep on going. Keep on going. If you haven't done it, you haven't done it yet. Okay, that's all. You can go now. Bye. Bye. Okay, bye. Bye.